Hey plant pals, it's Mike the Chaotic Gardener, and today's video is a review of the iDoo 10 pod system and the Aerogarden Redfire pepper plant. It is a 10 pod system, and I'm going to talk about not only some of the things I'm growing in the system, but some of the things I like, dislike, what I wish they would improve upon in possible future units. Let's start off with what I'm growing in the unit. This is Redfire peppers. It's Aerogarden's little pepper plant. It is pretty prolific in producing peppers, but they are tiny. They're very hot. I'm not too fond of the flavor because they don't really add much flavor. They're mostly heat. Oh, there's one there. And I can harvest several of them a day. My problem with this plant is that it is relatively difficult to harvest. You have to really dig in there to get a pepper, and it sheds a ton of leaves. So if you shake it, a ton of leaves fall and make a big mess. You have to vacuum every single day. It took almost 2 years for this thing to actually start producing. I kept cutting it back to just like a stick, and nothing would grow. And then just one day, it just decided to produce peppers. The funny thing is I put a timer on it. I told my wife if it didn't grow peppers, it grew plenty of flowers, and if it didn't produce peppers in a week, I was going to throw it away. And it must have heard me, because within that week, hundreds of peppers started to pop out. It's a fun little plant to grow, but again, I'm probably going to remove both of them. It's just two plants, and I want to grow something more prolific that I actually enjoy eating. Another thing that I'm growing in this unit is, I believe this is an orange hat tomato plant. It's very long. I just happened to stick that in there because I had the space for it. But the plant I really want to talk about is this guy here. These beautiful tomatoes. It is called Proven Winners Good-Hearted Tomatoes. They call them tempting tomatoes. I will show you the seeds. There's the seeds right there. This tomato took about 2 months to grow, and they're about ready to harvest. I will probably be taking them off after the video. Okay, so those are the 4 plants that I'm growing in this 10 pod system. Mike, you have 10 pods. Why are you not growing 10 plants? Well, that's because if you have a plant like this one plant almost encompasses the entire system. And if I put anything else down below here, it would be choked out. Now, if you want to grow, say, 3 skinny lettuce plants, not a problem. 3 dill plants, 3 basil plants, or not 3, sorry, multiple basil, 10 basil plants, 10 dill plants, 10 herbs, no problem. Big plants like tomatoes, peppers, things like that, it's a problem. Okay, now let's talk about the iDoo 10 pod system. What do I like about it? I like that this system over the previous ones has a nice deep tub. Why is that important? Because you need room for your roots to grow down. If it's a shallow system, your roots will grow like this, and they will bunch up into each other, and they will choke each other out. You have to trim the roots all the time. This unit, not a problem. Also, if the unit is shallow, a tall plant like this won't be stable. It'll be very tippy and easy to knock over. What I don't like about the iDoo tin pot system is these are not standard sized covers, holes. This is an AeroGarden. Doesn't fit. Won't go in. Here is a generic cover that's 3D printed. That's made to fit almost most systems because it's tapered. Does not fit in. But they do provide some of their own covers, which is okay. And let's talk about pods. This is the iDoo pod. Fits in there great. Now, if I want to use a different pod, such as the AeroGarden pod, what happens? It sticks up above where the light and the algae can get through, but luckily these stickers kind of block it, so it's not really been a problem. And what's even worse is some systems come with square pods. Now that's absolutely useless, which is fine, because I don't have many systems. I have one system that has square pods, or not pods, square slots, and the round ones will fit into the square holes just fine. Alright, let's go and put that back on. Okay, I do like the indicator window of the water level, because on some systems you have no idea where the water level is until you remove the little cover where you add water. I don't like how small this hole is and where it's placed. It's kind of awkward. But typically, I'm not sure if you can see it. Excuse my fingers. There's a little bar in there that shows you where the water level is. And so you have to kind of lean over, look down, see that bar on a lot of systems. But this one, I can see where the water level is right from the front. I like that. Another thing I enjoy, put that back, about this system is its height. This goes up to, I believe, 23 inches tall. So I can grow a relatively tall plant, whereas my AeroGarden Harvest only goes up to 12 inches. And so most of the plants I grow in my harvest, I have to train to stay under that, or I have to pick a micro variety of a plant to stay underneath the light. Herbs and things, again, are not a problem. Just herbs love to be trimmed. One thing I do not like about, say, the iDoo's pod system, besides their old system, rather, I'm sorry. I like the new pod system because they're tall, which means when you put the plant in there, the roots are growing down into there, and the soil sponge is sitting in the liquid, which means it's easily ready to uptake nutrients. This right here is a standard pod, or standard soil sponge, rather. This is an AeroGarden soil sponge, and it fits in there perfectly. So I do like that they made longer. If it was their old sponges, or sorry, their old baskets were about this long, and they came to about here, and so you could not use your standard AeroGarden, all the other different models that are out there, their soil sponges. They made it at least tall enough to fit a standard sponge, which you get off of Amazon or any place else, which I like. It's a good thing. Let me show you some of the... See, this is a lot of stuff that falls off. All this litter falls off of the plant. Every time you shake it, it just rains down. But it won't be a problem for me because I'll be getting rid of this plant. Anyway, these are how the red fire peppers look. They're very tiny, so it is a hassle to harvest these tiny little peppers. I mean, I guess you could make pepper powder out of them if you wanted. I do use them when I'm making bone broth. They do add like I said, they add a fiery heat, not a, what I would call a tasty heat. Alright. Well, that is my iDoo tin pot system. I do like it. I recommend it. If they made these holes a standard size, so I don't have to purchase their proprietary items, which, you gotta understand that's how they make their money, so I can't begrudge them that. But it would be nice if they made a standard size hole. But would I recommend it? Yes. I love this unit. I will be growing other things in it, which I will show in the future. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.